Good day, ladies and gents. You know who it is, and we have some juicy information for you today. We got the official map reveal, and we got some exclusive information from Super Rebel's really helpful video. So let's dive right in. So, Super Rebel's video. There is a first-person mode for driving, where the camera is placed on the hood of the vehicle, which is what we saw in the Tornado gameplay. Most vehicles can do it, so there is a possibility that some vehicles can't, and those are most likely some special vehicles. Maybe there's a reason or two you're not allowed to have your camera at the front there. For the DLC, there's no real new info, besides from, I mean, we already knew the name, but it's called Daredevil's Demons in Danger. There are Rebel squads confirmed now, and that's what was the squads already up the top right that I discussed in my last video, where Chaos Soldiers will get in your vehicle if you roll up to the front line and honk your horn. And they can join you in all the vehicle types, cars and helicopters and planes, because in Just Cause 3 they could only jump in cars. You know, I'm sort of wondering now, if boats have a horn, can you like beach yourself and then honk your horn when they get in? Interesting. Supply drops. This is Just Cause 4's version of the Rebel drop, and it's a complete new system that's been evolved heavily to help the player. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that turns out. There is no vehicle or weapon customization, but there are 98 unique vehicles in Just Cause 4, and there is 148 in total, which is a whole lot. That's a lot. 98 unique vehicles, that's already more than what Just Cause 3 was bragging, which is over 80 vehicles. But to have 148 in total, I mean, that's a whole lot. I wonder if those are just like slight reskins, or if those are like proper variants with their own vehicle stats. Okay, we'll find that out in the future. We have more confirmed alternate weapon fire variants. So there's burst fire, which you already knew about, drones, but there's also, interestingly, air brakes, mines, and explosive bullets. So mines, sort of, you know, that's, we can sort of guess what that means. Explosive bullets is also rather self-explanatory, but air brakes? I'm pretty sure that's what was in the desert gameplay video that I showed in my last video, where you could like stop yourself from moving in your parachute by using it. Anyway, to top it all off, the weapon variety is the largest, quote, we've ever had. So that's going to be, there's a lot of weapons in Just Cause 3. Just Cause 3 had 34 weapons that were equipable. There are a little more if you include like stuff like drones or the SAM missile battery or the anti-aircraft gun, but for the most part there's 34 weapons. So the largest variety sounds like there's going to be even more than 34 weapons to play around with. And I'm gonna be interested to see, because they've said that there's only going to be 2 weapon holsters. I'm not sure if that means you'll be able to have like a sidearm like you had in Just Cause 3, but we'll find out at a later date. I'm very sure they'll clear that up at some point in the future. The map. Before we go dive into the map, this is just a general overview first. The map is extremely dense. There's a vast array of landmarks to go around and find. And the AI goes about their day-to-day lives when you just walk past them, and so that sounds a little more like an improvement over Just Cause 3, where once the AI spawned in, they basically only did what they were spawned in to do. They didn't do anything extra. So if an AI was spawned driving, it would only drive. If you freaked it out, it would drive faster. If you kicked it out of its car, it would run away from you. And then after it stopped running away from you, it would legit just basically walk in circles. So sounds like there's going to be a really big improvement with that. Locations. There's huge cities to explore, and that's a quote. And the fact that they said huge cities, plural, makes it sound like there's going to be more than one huge city. And if there's huge cities, plural, that makes it sound like there's going to be more than 2 or 3. So I'm going to guess there's going to be at least 4 really big cities. You can come back and yell at me once the game's released when I'm wrong. But to me, it sounds like there's going to be more than like 2 or maybe 3, but I'm banking on 4 rather large cities you can walk around in. Story. They did say there would be stuff to do after this campaign has been completed, but technically there was also stuff to do once Just Cause 3's campaign ended, but that was just basically liberating the entire map. I'm putting a hesitant, there is post-game content. It's good if it's there, because it helps keep people in the game if there's post-story content. You know, we'll see how that goes. Finally, to the map. Now the map looks fantastic. So, from what we got from Super Rebels video, before we transition completely to the map, the Grasslands contains the capital city, and that's how I know that the bottom section of the map is the Grasslands, because in the interactive map, the huge city, it's the capital city of New Vevos. I apologize if I butchered that. I had to use Google Translate to figure out how to pronounce that properly. The Grasslands contains the capital city, New Vevos. The desert has a huge mining operation and a mysterious crater, and that's the mysterious crater are not my words, which makes me think if the developer said it's mysterious, there's going to be something going on in there. The Alpine area, somewhere in the Alpine area, is the research facility of Alapa, where they research the mysterious weather that's going on. Whether or not, that's the weather is because of the Black Hand. Because if it's a research facility, it's possible that they are controlling the weather. So I'm thinking maybe all the extreme weather is something that the Black Hand accidentally created or let loose, and they've been trying to control it or contain it this entire time, and that's why the Black Hand hasn't been able to just run around the world with where they're controlling things, because their main base of operations, because this was their home country, this is their home turf, is currently getting ravaged by extreme weather. That's sort of something you want to, you know, hunker down and take care of first before you start taking over other nations. Maybe they accidentally unleashed this extreme weather, and they've been paying for it ever since. And finally, the Rainforest, which is the biggest biome, and it contains a large, powerful river with rising plateaus, huge waterfalls. And what excites me the most is they said waterfalls plural, which means it's not going to just be like one small waterfall or one big waterfall. It's going to be multiple waterfalls. So let's start off with the Grasslands, because that contains the main capital city, which is New Vevos, which starts just down here. And you can tell this is actually a really, really big city, because compared to all the other areas where there are large facilities, there's a large amount of grey on the map, which means it's a lot of buildings. I'm not sure if this line around the outside of this entire map is like a road, because imagine if there was a road which went around the entire outside of the map. That'd be sort of cool. You could just like drive on it. You could just, you know, just drive past, have a peaceful evening where you could just like look at the beauty of the map. I really hope there is, or just maybe just marking the outline a little easier. We know from the image on the website that there are plateaus around this area as well. To the left, we have it looks slightly flatter than the rest of the Grasslands, because there's less grey mountains. So I'm thinking maybe this area is a bit flatter than the rest. But there's a city just here in the middle, which looks like it's on a plateau. If we follow up, there are peninsulas of all sorts coming around here. A couple of small islands. There's a very large bridge. It takes up a large amount of pixels. So I'm thinking this is probably going to be like a really big bridge connecting the Grasslands to the desert biome. But before we go to the desert biome, I just want to talk about this purple/pink area over here. And this is on a mountainy, rocky area, so I think maybe this is on a plateau as well. But what's with the purple or the pink? Is that some sort of temple of some kind? So moving up, we have the desert area. And so this first area here looks more like a canyony, rocky area, sort of like a sort of terrain you see around the Grand Canyon. And then if we go a little further north, just quickly, there is a more deserty biome with what look like sand dunes and such. So go back down. This is the big mining operation, because it's a huge well, which is similar to how most above ground mining operations work. And there's a large cove with a really like stringy something off the coast here. I'm interested in seeing if there's anything cool in that. I'm interested in this entire map. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to explore it. It looks really cool. The mysterious crater. I wonder if maybe there's going to be some sort of like sci-fi alien DLC. I don't know. I'm just throwing that up in the air. There is what looks to be like sort of like landslides, and if there are landslides, it's gonna be sick in this game. Then we have this river, which seems to cut the canyony, mountainy area off to the deserty area over to the north here. There is a large facility over here. I'm guessing that, oh, that could be a city, because we did see briefly in the desert gameplay in my last video that there was like an oasis type city somewhere in the desert. There is this really cool like port looking area over here. I'm not sure what this is. This could be like a man-made island. If we go to the right here along the coast, it's a rather large constant beach here. It'd be a really cool area where you could race a land vehicle next to a sea vehicle, like relatively close to each other. There's a curved cove-like peninsula here. There is a flat area up the top here, which looks to be some sort of facility. I'm guessing that it's probably not going to be, it's probably not a civilian city. We go to the mountain area, the Alpine. So lower down, it's also very rocky, but the higher up you go, the more snow there seems to be. And there is a snowmobile in this game. Yes! There was a hidden snowmobile in Just Cause 3, but it didn't work. There aren't many man-made facilities on these, and by many I mean I can't really see any. There are some interesting shapes here that I could see being potentially interesting, and I wonder which section here is going to be the highest point in the game. There does seem like there's an origin to a river just around here, which leads into the Rainforest, which is the biggest biome, taking up, what is that, like almost a third of the map. So if we start at the top of the Rainforest, we have a small mountainy structs, and I'm guessing this is going to be like a sub biome. There are a couple of offshore islands, just so that they're like a large one, and I think that's a straight enough road to be considered an airport just there. There are a couple of lakes spotted around here and there, and then we get to this really big like estuary sort of thing with lots of tiny islands, and some sort of, again, facility, Blackhand facility probably, because that reminds me of all the port enemy areas in Just Cause 3. We continue around with this mountain. Again, I feel like some of these clouds are strategically placed, because if we follow the river, we can't really see anything through that cloud. And if you look over to the cloud just to the left of it, you can sort of see something which looks almost like a dam of some kind, but they've covered it up and you can't really see it. So I'm wondering if, over time, the weather's going to clear up, because this is an interactive map. There's some offshore islands again to the right. The river splits up a lot of land at the center. I wonder if there's going to be any secrets in there. There is a very populated peninsula to the side here with a secret number, and that number hasn't shown up anywhere else in the map. And I don't think there are any other numbers, and it is 37655. I am not sure what that is. Maybe it's a password of some kind, and I really hope there's going to be some sort of like mini ARG with this game where you can figure out new information. That'd be sick. Finally, there is this huge section of island and a massive man-made facility here, and I'm thinking this is probably going to be some sort of final boss area, because that's a big facility. There are smaller islands around it, and there are look to be roads connecting it all. So that is a very large Just Cause 4 map. Okay, so key points for this map that I'm taking away. Holy crap, it's really big, it's really detailed, and I have too many things I want to list. There's the really big the crater, the mining operation, all the mountains look really cool, the fractured estuary at the top right with the rainforest, there's the sand dunes to the side, there's the really large grassland areas down the bottom, it's plateaus, there's that secret island area to the right with that massive facility, I can't wait to figure out what that is, and that secret number to the side in the middle. That's gonna be it for me. I'm gonna recover from this. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you thought it sucked. Subscribe for more videos like this. I will be releasing videos analyzing all future Just Cause 4 leaks or information, and I will be covering it as soon as I can, which is usually within a day of any new information coming up. I hope you ladies and gents have a good day. Peace.